What's up, besties? Yeah, I'm trying to squeeze this in for y'all. I thought I was done with the subject. I ain't done with the subject, man. I ain't done yet. I ain't done yet. Nah, I ain't done. Let me get my light. One thing we gonna do is we're gonna look in the mirror. And it seems like it's the topic. What I say. The people who are up there who has the resources to philosophers and stuff are having this conversation. They're just not directly directly talking to you guys. They can't directly say this to you, so they put it in movies. We don't have philosophers no more. We don't have people that philosophize and basically analyze life and wisdom and stuff like that. So they use movies now to try to get that philosophy out there to you. And this show, Stranger Things, is just remarkable in how it really, really shows you how intrusive and destructive thoughts, the kind that come from shame, guilt, fear, or grief that's never has been processed. So in real life, when those thoughts go unexamined and unspoken, they don't just disappear. They can turn inward as self-destruction and outward as harm. This is why I tell people to look in the mirror. Face your shadow self. In the whole show, Vecna himself represents the shadow unchecked. Like, this is the part I wanted to get to in the other videos. And I did a rough explanation. But what I want to go a little further is I want to explain in this video in detail kind of like how each character was able to, how Vecna was, give me one how Vecna was able to infiltrate each character from their own shadow selves. So at one point, all of the people that Vecna had brought into the the upside down, he had brought everyone to the upside down, and he had there was a reason why he was able to do that to each one of them. Yeah, I really, 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 really love this show because it got so many messages in it. It even tells you that you could not do it alone. That's why it explains why I am on this channel. Like, I don't care to, it's unrealistic to even think about money at this point or anything like that. I'm literally a nobody. So I'm sticking my neck out with this information, this exposure, because I know that even though I have this information in my head, it does me no service if others do not understand or see it for themselves. So I do love the show so much because it really goes there. And if you really pay attention to it, you will see the connection of Stranger Things in real life. And I think that's why they call it Stranger Things, because it's strange that something as simple as handling your trauma could resolve your issues. Something as simple as looking in the mirror. In the show, it basically give you a visualization of what that looks like. And so let's go with the first character that Vecna was able to, not probably not the first character. I'm not going in any order or anything like that, but the first person that I listed here was Christy Cunningham. So Chrissy had trauma. She had an eating disorder, body shame, perfection pressure, and she was emotionally neglected, from her mother. So that was a gateway for, Vecna, because she secretly hates herself, but she smiles as if she doesn't in public. So, and Vecna was able to get her because she never told anyone. She internalized that shame, and her inner voice was already cruel to her. So Vecna just simply amplified what she already believed. So this is my point. I bet you most people didn't catch that. Most people didn't catch that Vecna praised. Well, if you listen to it, what's his name? My favorite dude, Dusty. He tells it. He says, "Seems like Vecna feeds on your fear." So Fred Benson, number two, he had trauma because he had survivor's guilt from a fatal car accident, and he basically was responsible for it. And so his moral injury was that I caused this. So, and this is why Vecna was able to harm him, because he already couldn't forgive himself. See, Vecna just weaponized his guilt. And he got him because basically he kept replaying the trauma, what happened. He was living in the past, and he believed that this was basically the punishment he deserved. So this is, and you know how people are depressed. You know, these are the same things. So people who are in a depressive mind state can relate to those intrusive thoughts. They can get really bad to where you can either you can harm is the result, whether it be here or there. Number three, which was my favorite and most easiest one to dissect, was Max. Max showed you in real time how Vecna truly operates, because she, at one point, purposely went into her shadow and went into her shame and guilt just to connect with him. It was a setup. And I don't know if people really paid attention to what they were doing. And the only way she was able to snap back into reality, is when she thought about the good times. She thought about the things that made her life worth living. She wasn't living in the past and the pain and anxiety and things like that. She literally could think about the good times, and it took her there. This is what I say when I say you have to look in the mirror and face your trauma and face your pain, because and look at yourself and correct yourself and treat people how you want to be treated, so you won't go around bleeding on people. You have to be honest with yourself. If certain things have happened in your life that your body don't agree with, you have to speak on them. You have to acknowledge them, or they will cause problems for you. So I really just wanted to break this down. I had a lot more I want to say. I always say that, but when I get to talking, it's so much. Once I get off the topic of the just bringing everybody out, I'll end the live, because I really got to finish doing what I got to do for my family. It's dinner time. So Max, her grief over her Billy's death was what got her. And remember, she actually brought it up to bring Vecna to her. So this is further let you know what the whole show is trying to tell you. Self-blame depression and isolation is when Vecna can come up on you. Okay? Unprocessed grief plus the silence is what attaches it to you. So, and he almost fully won with her because she withdrew from her friends. She stopped listening to music and she believed she was broken. But she survived because she stayed connected with her friends eventually, and she was began to back express and listen to her music, and that brought her back. So this is what interrupted him fully taking over her. We got Patrick McKinney, who had abuse, it's implied, and emotional suppression, fear of showing vulnerability. So his gateway was he never spoke about what was happening at home. And why Vecna got him is because he had no outlet, no witnesses, trauma stored in the body. Basically, silence was the door. And we got 11, which to me, 11 plays so many roles to me in this show. Like she had her own trauma, but she literally stands for the gateway. Because when you see the number 11, what do people say? Those are angel numbers, make a wish, or they say they're gateways. So her number 11, it was so deep. But what her trauma was, she had childhood abuse, dehumanization, forced isolation, identity trauma, and that was basically an early gateway for her. She believed that she was a monster and the fear of her own power. So the reason why Vecna couldn't fully take over her was because she learned to reframe her trauma by being around Hopper and being around friends and being around other people, and she had that unconditional love from Mike. So she reclaimed her story, okay? And she stopped seeing herself as a weapon. This is so beautiful. I want everybody to be like 11. Like, can't we be like 11? Okay? But let's change it. And let's not forget, like, so self-definition, and this is what I say, self-definition closes the gates. What do we say? Looking in the mirror closes the gate. Knowing who you are closing the gates. Respecting your boundaries closes the gate. And this just goes to show you that when I came on here and I started talking about looking in the mirror, you know, it's easier said than done. But when you really want it and you really try to, and you practice it and you make it a habit, your life will be so much better. So, I got one last person, which is Vecna himself, which is so deep. Because what did I always say? Hurt people hurt people. And even though Vecna is the monster in the movie, in the show, when we got to the last episode, who got hurt first? Henry Creel. Vecna, he got hurt initially. He initially was harmed as a child when that man in the cave attacked him for no reason. That caused him to grow the monster within himself. So this is my whole point. And I had somebody say something about, well, narcissists don't have trauma. It doesn't necessarily have to just be trauma. Pain itself, self-reflection. If you have a bad image of yourself, that's the same thing as trauma. It leads to the same self-harm and a lack of empathy. Like, you know. So Henry Creel, his trauma was basically, and this is the most important one again, his alienation, the lack of empathy modeled by adults, feeling fundamentally different, rejection without understanding, and what broke him was instead of processing his pain, he identified with it. He made trauma his identity. This is where you get serial unalivers. This is where you get people that go around and purposely, intentionally harm people, okay? They identify with the trauma. And he chose to instead be traumatized to cause it, because that's ultimately anybody does. It's a defense mechanism. Like, I will get you before you get me. And it becomes so big to them, it's like this all they know. Attack, 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 harm, harm, harm. Because I mean, I've been harmed. I know that's what could happen to me, right? So Vecna is basically what happens when pain becomes purpose. It's late, and I don't even normally do lives this time of the day because it's my family time. But I had to get that out there, y'all. Literally, it was on my brain, and I've been meaning to break that down because that was the whole big idea of the analysis, was to show how each character's trauma caused them to be a victim of Vecna, and how you can, and how this is the same thing as if you are in the real world and you're not dealing with your shadow or your own trauma or your own pain or your own insecurity. Basically, if you're not looking in the mirror and being brutally honest with yourself, then you will become a monster, and you will become, um, you know, undesirable. Mm-mm. Stop that. Do better. Okay, treat people how you want to be treated. And um, we cannot allow our shadow to take over the real world. The pattern when we do this is we cannot carry this pain alone. So everybody who, in the way they escape that, you know, and I always love, this is the part that I love so much about the show. He basically, throughout the whole show, they showed you that people cannot do this alone. You notice they had a big friend group, and it was a lot of them that were together. So it's like, and it just shows you that we need each other. We need each other. Like, I can't have a beautiful life if my peers don't project the same life. So part of me can feel like, what am I keep saying this for? These people ain't listening, you know, but deep down in my spirit, in my soul, I know that this message will fall to the right people who actually want to be better versions. Now, if you don't want to be a better version of yourself, then don't even stay. Now, if this resonates with you and you can understand what I'm saying and you can apply the theory to your life and make yourself a better version, man, like and subscribe my channel, man. Go ahead and share this with your friends. Put them on game. One day we're gonna walk outside and everybody is gonna be nicer to each other. People gonna see themselves in each other, and they won't point the finger, because when you point the finger at somebody, you got three more point at you. That's when they say, go look in the mirror. Okay, y'all, I gotta get my family fed. I'm breaking generational curses around here all the time. I'm brutally honest with myself, and I look in the mirror on a daily. And if you do the same thing and you want to continue these conversations with me, and if you like what I'm talking about, like and subscribe. Show me that this is something that you enjoy. Y'all have a good night. And like I say, I have some more to talk about this, so I cannot guarantee that this will be the last video, because I just love this show, y'all. Go watch it. Go see it. It's a really good show. I mean, like one of the best shows they have made so far on Netflix. I hate that it's over. Have a good night. Oh, go look in the mirror too, right now.